Years ago when I started this journey, I knew the road ahead of me would be long. But when the Bleach anime ended, so many of you lost hope. But not me. We've waited 10 long years for this glorious day, and we deserve to bask in this glory. Now it is also my responsibility to give the audience what they've been waiting for. As I prepare for this moment, it still feels so surreal, but I know this is actually happening, and I am extremely overwhelmed with so much excitement. But to all of my fellow Bleach fans, to my viewers, my elites, the moment is ours and the time is now. Finally, together we can all say that the Bleach anime has returned. Everybody, what is going on? It is me, Captain Fires. We are live action. You already know what it is. Damn, it feels good to be back, to be doing these reviews again. Now, yes, I know I did the review for the one-shot New Breath from Hell, but that was just a one-shot. I came back just for that one time. But now, it's official. And I love doing this for you guys. And I know you guys love watching my videos, and I appreciate it. You know, I'm a big Bleach fan. You all are Bleach fans. So it's a win-win. So let's get into this. So, here's some things I'm going to have to go over with these episodes. Okay, Lee, so I'm going to have to go about this a little bit differently this time around because, yes, I already know what's going to happen, but that doesn't mean there isn't things I'm not going to address and or talk about. So, of course, I'm going to discuss the following. Yes, the new animation, the quality, the music, the added scenes, and yes, that's right, the scenes that were taken away, little features that were taken out, and that I wasn't expecting. So, yes, without further ado, let's get into this. So, where do I begin? Of course, let me just start off by saying it. Yes, top notch. This was basically movie quality. This is how Bleach should have been looking in the beginning. But of course, yes, we knew that wasn't possible. However, this right here, this was like a good realization, like, damn, I can only imagine how the rest of the footage looked. It's one thing to watch the trailers. Yes, we've seen trailers and scenes of how things are going to be, but I don't know, it just landed differently for me. Maybe because, yes, I was watching it on my live action 65-inch 4K TV or something, but in the trailers I was watching on my iMac, but still, it still looked good. But when I was just watching this, I'm like, damn, this is what we got to look forward to. So I do like how when it started out, yes, it showcased the 999. You know, that wasn't in the first chapter. It wasn't. Now, I do like how it cuts to Mayuri and Akon on the elevator. Their backs are facing us, you know, while they're going down the elevator. That was a new added additional scene. But, of course, we all know Squad Swell. They're going crazy. Hoo-ha. They're noticing, you know, a lot of souls disappearing. It's causing imbalance. But I'm going to also bring up the one thing a lot of people didn't realize. In this episode, yes, there was an absence of not one, not two, but 4 characters. Yeah, that's right, 4 characters. Now, yes, we know this episode covers 4 chapters, but the one scene that was removed completely was with Hiyori and Lisa. Those are 2 characters right there. It's when Hiyori, she's seen a rift. There was like a tear in the dimensional fabric. She could smell a Shinigami. That was completely removed. Of course, I'll never forget when I seen that page for the first time. I was thinking, like, what is this? But of course, this is a result of the Quincy's throwing the balance of the universe, you know, off scale. So, also, when we cut to Shino and Yuki, I know, of course, you see E-Burn. Yes, he snaps the bait. That was in the manga as well. But we noticed Shino and Yuki, they were in the Soul Society. In the manga, they were in Soul Society. Then they made their way to Karakura Town. But in the anime, they automatically, bam, they came out the gate, and they were escorted, of course, out into the Karakura town. And in the manga, you know, she punches him in the face. In the anime, she hits him. Little differences, you know, why you probably like it, you probably hate it, you're probably confused about it, whatever. I'm just here to point out the differences. But one thing I do like is once Shino left and it was up to Yuki to be by himself, the added additional details. When you see the car driving at the bottom, when he's hopping on the streetlights, when he lands down, you see the trash and the crows eating at the trash. And then when he lands on the bridge, or he's sitting on the bridge, in the upper right, I believe, you see one of the cables move. At first, I was thinking, oh, nice little added detail, you know, the wind, but maybe it was that hollow. Why he didn't sense that hollow, I don't know. I know he's a little grunt, but you know, it is what it is. You know, those extra additional features, not features, but details, it just gave me a big realization of what we can expect to come ahead with the future episodes. Because yes, we all knew he was going to add in, well, Kubo and the team, they were going to add in extra fight scenes or just, you know, little miscellaneous stuff, but I didn't know it was going to be to this degree. So we see him getting chased. This chase was, you know, way longer in the anime than it was in the manga, but that's cool. And when he went up the stairs, went to the rooftop, we see Shino, she's jacked up. I like the detail, she's dropping the Zanpakuto, blood everywhere. When he got hit, when Yuki went flying, hit the side rail, you know, and the amount of blood that was leaking out of that guy, like, damn, that amount of blood to me, correct me if I'm wrong, was not in the manga, but this is the good part. Yes, when we see Ichigo, Chad, Uryu, and Orihime show up. Now, of course, the one hollow gets hit with a gold Getsuga. And the manga, I believe, is just a slash. And not only that, the animation quality of Orihime's Saiten Koshin, that right there, God, now we've all seen how it looked before plenty of times. But again, I love how everything is just updated. You know, naturally when people were seeing the trailers or when they thought they were, when the news were announced and they were just thinking like, okay, yeah, it's gonna look up to 2022 standards. Now, a lot of people didn't think every little thing would be upgraded, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna admit, I did not think that, you know, that didn't come to mind. It just didn't come to mind when she healed Yuki, and you know, went to Shino, and then when the hollow went the attacker and she blocked it and pushed him away. Oh man, but a little bit before that, we see Uryu takes off the hollowed hand. Chad grabs Shino and lands down. But yeah, when the hollows get pushed back, stack up on each other, when that guy hit him with the La Muerte, when he hits the hollows, 3 of them, bundled together, go spinning, hits the building, makes a nice skull appearance. You know, he's a Fullbring, represent hollow powers. But wait. Let's address the biggest elephant in the room regarding this episode. It's not the missing scenes. It's not the quality. It's this added feature, and not added feature, but this added moment in this scene. Did Chad just kill so many people in that apartment building? I just think about it, because for a millisecond I said, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm watching it, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. The big skull imprint, but I said, wait. Think about the amount of damage that they are doing. I can't imagine, you know, when I watch these Godzilla movies and watch these Bleach episodes, they have to be the residents of Karakura Town, or people in Japan. Well, I know Karakura Town isn't real, but it takes place in Japan. But in the Godzilla movies, yeah, it'd be in Tokyo, Shinjuku, etc. Think about the amount of just damage, the area effects, how many times you think it's an earthquake, buildings getting destroyed, streets getting destroyed. And I can imagine in that episode at nighttime, they're hearing all this rumbling, shaking, screaming, everything. It has to drive them nuts, but Chad killed all those people. I know he did. If those people didn't die, they were very, very, very hurt and injured. Like, come on now. Have they learned nothing? That when the Shinigamis come to the world of the living, they have limiters for these type of things. But of course, yeah, I know they don't know about that. They're just protecting Karakura Town. But we see Uryu, this guy, he just comes in. To me, he had the most stylish intro. He comes through with the Hirin Kyaku just mowing hollows down, and I love when he goes up the billboard, flips, and he's upside down. He almost hit Ichigo, and of course, that to me, that's just always funny. But just think about it. If he would have actually hit Ichigo, you know, I bet it would have awakened his but his Quincy powers. I swear that probably would have happened. But anyway, now the one scene, even though all this was, you know, extended greatly, this is some things I noticed. Ichigo, of course, he went Bunkai. First I was thinking, why would he go Bunkai for these regular run-of-the-mill hollows? Maybe he just wanted to do, you know, quick work of all of this, but he went Bunkai. And you know what my initial thought was? After he went Bunkai, when he did the Getsuga Tensho, notice it wasn't purple. I guess it was only like that for the trailer. And I mean, people were like, well, it does make sense. You've seen a picture like that on the soundtrack. I actually brought that up as well in my previous videos. But with it being black, and it looked so good. The spirit, energy, everything coming off of Tensei Getsu, it looked real good. But first thing I'm thinking, like, is he about to do the Getsuga Tensho? And when he does the Getsuga Tensho, the explosion, the quality, the animation of it, just, it looked better. Some say just as good, but it looked better when man, I forget his name. The filler with the Kagarosa, that was his name. Yes, when Ichigo, I believe he was fighting him on Sokyoku Hills in the filler arc, the final battle. Because, you know, Kagarosa spin to the left, spin to the right. Ichigo stopped him from, you know, spinning it. He took the Getsuga, no, the Tensei Getsu, went up with the Getsuga Tensho. It looked like a mini nuke. That's what this reminded me of. So the quality of that looked so much better. And it was just like, damn, my first initial reaction, I was thinking like, wait a minute. Is this building gonna get destroyed or collapse? What about the area surrounding it? I'm surprised that didn't happen, but oh well, whatever. But just that opening moment, man, the scene just so nice, the extra details. You can hear the music from the trailer. Also, I noticed when the street lights turned red when the one hollow was chasing after Yuki. I just loved it. Of course, to my knowledge, unless you guys picked up on something that I didn't, or maybe it was just nothing, you know, worth mentioning. You know, of course, yes, we at one point we do see Yumachika and Ikaku. They're doing their investigation. Looks cool, looks nice. But when we cut to Ichigo's room, a lot of things I noticed. Now, I already went over the first two characters that were in this episode, you know, Lisa and Hiyori. But I noticed when Orihime came in the room, you can see on the right Kubo's signature. And yes, I know that signature anywhere. I have two Bleach don't want to tell what they are, because in a future video I'm going to reveal my whole Bleach merchandise, everything I own Bleach. But I own two things that are Bleach that Kubo actually signed. So those are like my two greatest Bleach pieces. Anyway, I thought that was a nice, cool touch that Kubo had his signature on the wall, you know, in Ichigo's room. And the pattern on Ichigo's blanket looks like the same pattern of Udohara's hat. I noticed that in the manga, there was no pattern on his blanket. But one thing I also noticed about these scenes, everything is reversed, like it's mirrored. You know, if you look in the manga and then look at the anime, these scenes are, you know, reversed a little bit. Not all of them, but, you know, most of them. Now, I also noticed, of course, when Eburn shows up, of course, I noticed, you know, you got Orihime at the very end, and then when Ichigo goes to kick Eburn, you see, like, she's just instantly right there at the window open. I love it. That when Ichigo kicks him versus, you know, how he did in the manga, it's a little bit different, but nothing, you know, too crazy. It's nothing, you know, to even trip over. So we come up to the moment where we see, yes, two other characters are missing. Now, of course, I touched on how Lisa and Hiyori, they weren't in this episode. So when Eburn shows up and Ichigo kicks him out the window, we do not see Karin and Yuzu, because in the manga, yes, they heard that ruckus upstairs and they're like, oh, they're just roughhousing again. You know, I noticed that part was gone. Why? We don't know. And another thing I noticed that they removed was we actually seen in the manga when Ichigo got his past and exiled his body, we actually seen that. In this anime, you know, he just takes off out the window. But before he does that in the manga, you know, I believe Chad and Uryu, they say, you know, hey, when we're done, you know, we'll be right there, you know, to back you up. You know, I thought that was a little funny thing. Ichigo was like, well, I'll be done by then. They removed that comedy part. I don't know if the director or the team or Kubo wanted to go for a little bit, just a little bit more serious darker, mysterious tone with this, you know, seeing as how it's uncensored, which is another thing I appreciate and love that they did this. So Ichigo takes off after E-Burn, and I noticed the dialogue is it's extended even more. Because E-Burn, he's on the ground, and you can see, you know, the Sternritter symbol. And yes, while Ichigo was questioning him in the manga while he was in the air and E-Burn was on the ground, that was in the manga, but this time it was spread out just a little bit more. You can see more scenes, you know, like more angles and things of that nature. Now, I do like when it cuts to the Sternritters talking to old man Yama. Because I love this real good, important detail that I didn't even think about years ago. When old man Yama's sitting there and you see the flash of lightning, Satsukibe's Bunkai, and he noticed that, and that makes perfect sense. I believe he was fighting not Driscrawl or Jerome. I want to say Driscrawl. I could be mistaken, but yeah, if he took his Bunkai, it makes sense that someone should be able to, you know, sense that, or you should see the effects or the damage going on in the background or something. So I love that they added that in. And I can only imagine the extra details that we probably didn't think about or miss in the future episodes. And of course, again, it looks just as beautiful as I remember in the trailer, but actually even more beautiful when, of course, we see the Reishi Lance. Bam. Rest in peace, Satsukibe. But I also like the one thing they added in with the reflection you can see on their helmet, how they were talking to old man Yama. And yes, in the manga, that one Shinigami, you know, his head just removed. In the manga, he was relaying a message to old man Yama. In this case, you just hear him get decapitated. I like how they showed it more in the anime. Head over here, body right here, just blood everywhere. Now, with the extended fight between E-Burn and Ichigo, yes, I talked about this in the manga, not the manga, I'm sorry, but the actual trailer. You know, extended fight looked beautiful. He's shooting the Reishi arrows. You know, Ichigo's flying around. Yes, he's taunting him. We all know what happens. Now, of course, there are some angle differences I went over, of course, in the reaction trailer when he goes to steal Ichigo's Bunkai. I believe this happened twice, but especially the first time when Ichigo went Bunkai for the first time on the roof, he didn't say Tensa Zangetsu. You know, he just Bunkai. And a lot of people were debating about that. Some say, oh, you know why. Some say, no, they just forgot about it. No, I mean, people debating about it to this day. But I noticed when he was taking Ichigo's Bunkai, slight angle differences, but that's fine. The things they added in, perfectly fine. The things they removed, not, you know, too much of a big deal. You know, it's just a matter of why. And it had me just a little bit concerned because I don't know if it's a trade-off. Like, okay, we'll remove the scene with Karin and Yuzu, and that way we can add in something else. But that's like what, a 1 or 2 second thing. I don't know if they're on a limited budget or anything, but if you're gonna remove something, I don't mind them removing something. If it's like something of just like, whatever. That little stuff, you know, you can, you know, do without it. But I hope they don't remove nothing major, because I can think of a lot of moments in this arc, man, where I'm like, please do not remove these moments. Actually, there are some moments, yeah, I wouldn't mind them removing. I just thought about it, yeah, but just tiny, just a few. So I love the effect and the noise when the shadow comes and takes away, you know, E-Burn, and the same thing with the Sternritters that are in Old Man Yama's bears. I love that effect. That's another thing I didn't even think about. So just watching this, I'm like, man, I didn't think about how I was gonna hear that effect. Yeah, I was thinking about, oh, it's gonna look sweet, it's gonna look good, but the sound adds to it as well. The music, the angles, and when he activated, of course, this Shikai, Ryujin Jekka, and of course they disappear. Even the after effect, how he's just standing there, you see the whole edge of it damn near just burnt. I love the additional details that are going on with this. Then of course we cut to the war welt, where we all know what happens. You know, confrontation in front of Bach. He doesn't like it. He removes the arm of the other Quincy of Rancor, and of course I loved it. I loved that they were true to their word, uncensored. Slight angle differences in those moments, but you know, nothing crazy. But man, one of my favorite parts of this whole thing were the credits. When I was sitting there watching those credits, oh yeah, we didn't get an intro, by the way. I'm pretty sure we will next episode. But when I was watching those credits, man, I was just shedding the Bleach tears on the inside. Whoever edited or put together those credits, man, yeah, that right there, phenomenal. If you don't understand what they were doing with those credits, come on now. And I love how it showed Ichigo Zanpakuto, and I actually still have that Zanpakuto as well. And they were just showing the journey that Ichigo went through. Of course, it switched over to Rukia as well. Then it just starts showing everything. And you just sit back and you just take it all in to see how far Bleach has come, to see how far these characters have come, and to also see how far the animation and quality have just increased. And it just makes you think back to like, man, like you get multiple feelings looking at those credits. So it's like, because it's like, man, I'm looking at that like, damn, I've been down with Bleach this long. You get slight flashbacks of where you were in life, the memories, you know, watching Bleach. If you started with the anime, the manga, the fact that you've still been down with Bleach. We all know the slogan, I'm still Bleach. I love that song. Everything was just perfect. The cuts, the edits. I've watched those credits so many times, man. Like, damn, like this is Bleach. I mean, just to see everything from beginning all the way up to the very end, leading on to this arc. And I gotta tell you, this episode was just phenomenal. This was everything I wanted and more. You know, damn all the nitpicking. We've waited 10 years for this. You don't wait 10 years to nitpick, all right? This delivered. The music, the angles, the quality. Yeah, they removed Hiyori, Lisa, you know, Kairi and Yuzu. That's cool, whatever. All right? As long as they don't remove major things. And again, I'm fine with a trade-off. If you want to remove this little thing but add something major, things that we didn't even think about and or things that we wanted, like Hashwall's final holy form, please. Please give us Hashwall's final holy form and more backstory on Kumamoto's people. I would love to see that. And for the love of God, the backstory as to why Old Man Yama did not kill Bach years ago. Please, can we get that? I mean, yes, it's only going to be 13 episodes. I believe, to my knowledge, 52 episodes split for 13 episodes each season, but whatever. It's just more things to look forward to, you know, in the future. More promos, the art, everything. Maybe the quality would even just slightly increase even more over time. But, oh man, this was just perfect. I've watched this so many times. I'm going to continue to watch it. It was just worth the wait. Right now I'm just down there lost for earth. I feel like I'm just rambling. It just feels good to do this, just knowing that it's more Bleach to come ahead. And yeah, that's all I have for you, elites. Hope you all enjoyed it. Give me your thoughts, comments, and concerns. Let me know if I missed anything down below. Yeah, I will see you next time for Bleach episode 2 of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. It's me, Captain TheEliteAce. Again, thank you for watching. Signing out.